Hi, my name is Joe Kelly, and today I'm going to be presenting to you guys on multicultural education and why it's important. My group mates for this were Elijah Wood, Braden Pish, and Caitlin Hurlbutt. Alright, so first off, I'm going to start off with some statistics. In Professor Morrison's textbook on early childhood education, he talks about how the U.S. is growing extremely diverse, and more so as time goes on, and he uses statistics to back him up. He says that by 2060, 1/3 of the U.S. population will be Hispanic, 13% will be Black, and 9% will be Asian. Currently, 50% of all children being born in the U.S. are minorities. There are also several majority minority states, such as California, which is, for example, 54% Hispanic and 25% white. And New Mexico, which is 71% Hispanic and 25% white. As can be seen, the U.S. is largely growing in diversity. And to compensate for this, we need to put a huge emphasis on multicultural education. Dr. Ambrosio and Dr. Park from Ball State University worked together to create this dialogue on multicultural education. In this, they emphasize the importance of multicultural education, saying that it needs to be more than just eating Taco Bell to celebrate cultural difference. Instead, the main goal of multicultural education should be to help your students develop the tools they'll need to later function in this insanely diversifying world. You got to show them that they have value, their opinions matter, and that their peers' opinions matter, and their backgrounds matter. So with all this, you may ask, what about like standards, state standards? Well, with the implementation of standards in schools rising, one position on multicultural education that a lot of people have started taking is that it's near impossible to incorporate it with standards-based teaching. Well, that's not the fact. It may take a bit of time to implement multicultural education, but with Dr. Chinaka, a professor of multicultural education at the Azusa Pacific University, he talks about how while teachers are going to have a harder time implementing, it's necessary and it's possible. He gives 4 different methods they can take to address it. These consist of contributions, additive, transformational, and social action approaches. So starting off, the contributions approach is seen as the simplest and the easiest to integrate into the classroom. It mainly emphasizes the importance of talking about holidays and important people that are from other cultures. Just kind of like easy stuff that's everyday, like Day of the Dead, talking about that when it is Day of the Dead. So contrasted with this is the additive approach. This approach is slightly more difficult. It focuses on infusing the curriculum with several multicultural perspectives, themes, etc. This approach works really well in subjects such as history or English, but it can be really hard to integrate it into subjects like math or science because they're more analytical. Like, for example, using a multicultural book like To Kill a Mockingbird in an English class would be a lot easier to talk about multicultural themes and stuff than it would to like 2 + 2 = 4. There's not really as much diversity in that and room to do that. So moving on to the transformational approach. This approach really dives into multiculturalism and would be slightly more difficult to implement, but even more effective. In this, you would shape your curriculum in such a way that your students are constantly engaging with multicultural ideas. If done right, this method can be integrated into almost any subject, like even math, even science. It focuses on where those ideas originally originated from. And almost always they have some sort of diverse background and didn't just come from the teacher that's presenting it. So this one causes students to really engage with these ideas, start to form their new opinions and ideas based upon them, leading to a broader understanding of multicultural concepts. The final approach that he mentions is the hardest and the most effective, but it's really effective. So it takes the entirety of the curriculum across all subjects, so math, science, English, etc., and purposely infuses both cultural awareness and appreciation into it. So rather than just talking about it, it's like getting your students to appreciate it, making them aware of different cultures around them, different people. This method takes into account that teachers are under a time restraint too, and rather than just trying to cram in like 15 minutes at the end of the day talking about a different culture or that holiday, it allows the teachers to seamlessly integrate that into the curriculum. So, just to recap on that, we talked today about the 4 types of multicultural education: the contributions approach, additive approach, transformational approach, and social action approach. And we talked briefly about some statistics and why it's important. So I hope that you came away today with an understanding of why multicultural education is important and why it's a growing need, and maybe some ways that you can implement it in your own classroom. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.